give a fuck. You're tripping with JJ.
Wow!
Fuck you, asshole.
Tell your bitch I said hi, nigga.
Why doesn't matter to me. The how you gonna get back up again is what matters.
I understand. But the why still need to be addressed.
Do you think that it's always a part of the healing process?
Yeah.
That why?
Yes. I believe so. It's opening the gate to all the other questions, all the other answers. I think it's the portal.
Do you think that's
Even if
problematic?
even if it doesn't heal you. Even if that why does absolutely nothing for you, then just knowing what happened. You need to fucking know what happened. You need to know the why.
Do you think that asking that why question, why did you cheat on me? Why did you whatever? Do you think that can be hurtful?
That why is a weapon. That why consists of a lot of, it is a weapon. The why is a weapon. Understand that. Mm-hmm. Because it's a double-edged sword. You're trying to obtain information that can hurt you. Mm-hmm. It's a weapon. You also trying to obtain information of which you put yourself in a questionable scenario where, why the fuck it happened to me? Mm-hmm. What's wrong with me? Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that why is a weapon. You got to be careful with the why.
You got to be careful. So let me ask you follow up. If you understand why, and let's that it is a weapon, and most people understand that it is a double-edged sword, what sense does it make to give an abuser or give somebody who violated you the power to wield that double-edged sword? Because that why that they give you could be a why that fucks you up. And as soon as you ask, you relinquish any sort of healing power that you had in yourself to heal from that. And you're giving it to your abuser, or you're giving it to somebody who violated you, who already showed they don't have the best intentions for you. So what sense does it make to give them that power and hope that this time they choose to handle it responsibly?
You're not giving them the power. You having them understand that I'm strong enough to stand here. It takes courage to stand in front of your abuser. So if I have the courage to ask you why, you have to understand that you didn't break me. I wouldn't be in front of you if you did. If you broke me, I would be running from you. But the fact that I have the courage to look you in the eye and ask you why, I have the fucking power. I have the power. I have the courage. It takes a lot of courage to face somebody who victimized you, who abused you, or your family member. It takes a lot of courage.
Yeah.
Right?
For some people, I think that overall the healing process for people are different. To me, I feel that it would take more courage for me to be able to walk away from a situation and allow somebody to live their life without blowing up or without having to make a show about it. To me, I'm the type of person, if I'm standing in front of you to make that statement, you didn't break me, I'm still here, I'm still standing. For me, that's like a little chihuahua barking.
Yeah, but
like,
you got to look at it like this. A victim is look at somebody who's vulnerable, who's susceptible to a lot of fault. Not of their own, but what was inflicted on them. You know, it was your fault I raped you because you was wearing a tight dress or you was wearing a legging or some shit. It's your fault.
So that's what you mean by it being a double-edged sword. Why would you give him, back to my question, why would you give somebody the ability to hurt you again, all over again, and to pour salt on the wound?
You have to face that if you want to move forward. It'll hurt, absolutely, but you have to face that if you want to move forward and have closure.
And 100%, You're saying that that is necessary for healing to you.
You'll have 99.9 if you don't. Because you're going to always have that question, why did it happen to me? I need to look that motherfucker in the eye and ask him, why me? Why did you make that decision that day? And why did you choose me? Why me? You could have chose anybody else. I wasn't the first person you saw that day. I wasn't the first encounter. Why me? What did you see in me? What was it that triggered you in me? My eyes, my hair, my look, the way I turned left or right? What the fuck was it? And why? You need that. That's medicine. That's medicine. It's also could be toxic.
It
the
can,
way you, the way you.
Yeah, that opens Pandora's box. So if he may say, "Hey, I like the way that you looked that day." What about what I look? Was it my hair? Was it my skin tone? Was it my body shape? What about it? I like your style. Okay, but have you done this to somebody before? Da 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 da. And it opens Pandora's box. And so for me, I feel like that why keeps going on. You ever talk to a toddler who asks you a question, and then you answer, and they follow up with "but why?" You get to the point where you're like, "Oh my god, go take a nap or something." That's why I feel like, that for me, that's where the why goes.
For those who has the courage, everybody can't do it. For those who has the courage, okay, there is closure in that why. For some people, there is opportunity in that why. For some people, not all, but above all, you have an explanation. You have an explanation. You need the explanation. If you're not going to get closure, if it's going to hurt you, at least you have an explanation. Okay?
Okay. And that works for you, making it personal. You feel that for whatever situation, whether it was your friend, best friend, you feel that in times that you've had closure, you've been able to heal faster and overall more when you have that why?
It makes you stronger. It makes you more capable. It makes you stronger. Definitely stronger. You're going to there's an antidote in that why. That why is so fucking powerful. You're going to learn something about yourself. You're going to discover to a certain degree you're going to learn to a certain degree exactly the challenges that you was faced, how you dealt with it, and how did you move forward with that. So you're dealing with the challenge of asking the why. It's a fucking challenge because you don't want to ask that. It's a challenge. It's a why. Yeah. But then you got to deal with also how you're going to overcome that. How you going to move forward from that, right? So you also learning something about yourself. How strong are you to move on from the fucking why? How strong are you? So now you're moving on. You just learn how strong you are. So the why is, that's what I'm saying. It can help you.
You know what? I'm starting to agree with you. I'm starting to realize that I do have that why, but I'm also realizing that the reason why we keep going back and forth is because I don't think that, for me, that why has come from the actual person who's fucked me over. And in situations that I think that, like, damn, that really fucked you up. Like, damn, they really fucked with your trust. They really, damn. When I think of certain situations like that, the why doesn't come from them. The why comes from God later on down the point, down the line. I'll realize, like, oh, God, I went through this so that I could learn this. The why of the situation is because I moved like this, which put me in this position, and that's how that was able to happen to me. So the why was
no, don't blame yourself.
A, B, and C.
Don't blame yourself. Don't blame yourself. That's
more of the how. Right, and I'm not talking about, like, again, it's different for situations of abuse versus just a fucked up situation. You know what I mean? And so when I say the how, I mean for situations where people are fucked up. When you get to abuse, I don't think that it's healthy to ask you, what did I do? But I think that why comes from God. For me.
Nigga, if a motherfucker hurt you, the first question out of your mouth should be why.
In a serious situation, it is. Actually, no, in any situation, it is. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, the why does not matter so much as how am I going to heal.
That is true. But you can learn something. You can learn something from it.
I agree.
Now, why do women feel the need to accept a man who has not demonstrated their best interest? He just there just to be there to control you and make sure you don't move on to the next nigga. He's not really there because he unconditionally love you, he unconditionally support you. He's there because he would feel fucked up if you move on to the next nigga. He's like a toxic leech. Why they stay? Why are you staying with him?
I think that comes down to what we were talking about earlier, not knowing the difference between a hurdle and a hindrance. And if she don't know that, like, hey, this is really who he is, like, period, he don't care about me, then she probably he has potential, but when it's good, it's good.
Why are these women so fucking naive? Why they so fucking naive and gullible? Like, you so fucking naive and fucking
We're
gullible.
so gullible sometimes.
Fuck. Shit.
I think it just comes with
Like,
experience.
a lot of these women who getting fucked over, I mean, some of y'all motherfuckers, I ain't fucking hate to say you deserve it, motherfucker, but you put yourself in the position to get fucked over, my nigga.
You know what? I'm going to talk about me specifically on that one because I can, some situations I can't justify. For me, I feel like I put myself in that position just because of lack of experience in certain things. And so for myself, especially when I'm dating a man, I prefer to date up. And
What do you mean you prefer to date up?
Older.
How old? 10, 20, 50, 30 years your senior.
So now,
Motherfucker, don't jump past that motherfucking question. What kind of how old? Oh, fuck.
so are you asking what my preference is now, or are you asking like just period over
These
over time,
niggas
what
want to
am I-
know. They watching. They gonna be like, yo, I'm trying to holler at you. Where do I fucking fit in? Talk to them, okay? And by the way, none of the shit I'm talking with applies to my wife. It applies to your bitch, okay, and your motherfucking relationship. So I don't want to hear none of y'all crying about none of this other bull. Y'all sensitive motherfucker. Well, anyway,
let them know.
go ahead.
So now I feel like 8 to 10 years. I think 10 years is kind of like that cutoff for me now. But I would prefer to date somebody older than me.
So put your
I
age out
can't
there.
see my.
They wondering. Put your age out there.
I'm 24.
Okay, so you prefer 34.
Yeah,
40.
30. Now that's kind of getting up there. At one point, I was able to do that. Now I didn't.
What's changed? He fucked up? He couldn't fuck you right?
No. No. So here's the thing. At one point, I was a whole sugar baby. Been there, done that.
How did that go?
Actually, I almost got married before.
So you
And that's
liked
something
it.
coming
You
from-
liked that position.
Yes and no.
What was the no?
The no was overall. First off, the relationship was rooted in finances, like any sugar baby, sugar daddy.
So what's the problem?
So the problem was when I was thinking about marrying him, the more that I learned about him, the more that I realized, oh, you have a lot of debt. Your property taxes are high
Give a
as
fuck.
fuck.
He's taking care of you.
So it was a situation where he was diagnosed with cancer.
Sorry.
He was older when we first met and we had that arrangement. And I knew full well that was the type of situation. And he knew full well, like he was in that stage of his life. Like he was old enough to be my grandfather.
So you was
his
there
son
for
was
the
literally
money.
my age.
You
Yes.
you was there for the money.
Yes. And so when we first met each other and we sat down and talked about it, And I don't think a lot of people talk about sugar babies, sugar daddy. It's like that. So your face, I'm sure a lot of people about to be making. So if you are serious about it and it's not just you find somebody on Twitter and they say they go cash app you. No. For an actual arrangement, when you sit down, you come at it like at a business relationship. You say what it is that you need. No, I need this weekly allowance. I need this. Yeah, housing,
utility
this, that.
bills.
Yes. And so you say what it is you need.
A stipend.
Yes. And you say exactly what it is you're willing to put up with.
Really?
Yes. And so you lay those ground rules down
from the jump.
From the jump. And if you're serious about it, it's not something that happens over text or a quick little, on the phone, well, I guess I could da-da-da-da-da. I don't really feel comfortable right now doing this, but maybe later. No, like you straight up say, this is what I'm willing to do. This is when I'm willing to be there. This is sexually what I'm willing to do, if anything at all, blah, 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 blah. And so you lay it out. So we had that arrangement and we both knew what was up.
What was some of the stipulations?
JJ.
Nigga wanna go, nigga.
So he bought me a car.
Okay.
And he was paying my bills. And then
all of your bills?
Yes. The car is paid off. And so he was paying my bills too, and I did have a weekly allowance.
Off how much? 100, 200?
400 weekly allowance.
Damn.
Yes.
That was pretty decent.
It was. Some of the stipulations for him, because he did have health problems, I didn't really have to deliver on the whole sex side.
You was happy about that.
I was so happy.
You getting paid and you ain't fucking.
He was old enough to be my grandfather. His son was literally my age. We would see each other on campus.
So what would you say to these motherfuckers? Say, yo, you took advantage.
It wasn't anybody taking advantage. He took advantage of what he wanted. I took advantage of what I wanted. We both came in and it was consensual. So, like, on his end, what he really did want was to be able to, in his age, have somebody young and pretty on his side. So...
Pretty young thing.
A pretty young thing on his side. And so, with that, like, people need to... Ladies, if you want a sugar daddy, you got to understand it's not the same as having a relationship with somebody. It's not.
So what's better? The relationship is better?
Yeah, having a relationship is true. So if you have a sugar baby relationship,
about a relationship when you're getting fucking your bills paid, and you don't got to fuck nobody.
I don't. But what I'm saying is, you come to work every day and you're basically an actress. You are who he wants you to be. So every day that like we would go out or whatever, I'm making sure that I am dolling myself up the way that he likes. So it's not like, you know, you may tell your wife, you tell your wife what types of hairstyles that you like on her, right?
No, but I mean, I don't do that.
Well, I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. You speaking in general, or you talking?
Yeah,
personally?
just in general. Like, no, personally.
No, I don't. Whatever she wears, she wear my cell phone on her head. She's beautiful. She's the beautifulest thing in the world.
Okay, so let me not say that. Let me say something like outfits. Do you prefer or do you compliment her for certain outfits that she wears that you like more? Like, let's say that you like skirts.
Right.
Do you tend to mention and verbalize, hey, I love that skirt that you're wearing today?
To me, that's abuse. To me.
I think that can get abusive real quick.
I don't.
It's one thing to give out a compliment. It's another thing to...
If she puts on a fucking sack or an apron, and ass out, she's the beautifulest thing to me, as opposed to she put on $1,000 outfit. I mean, it makes no difference to me is my point. So she go to a thrift store or she go to Gucci store. It makes no difference to me. I don't acknowledge the difference because of price or quality or whatever. Okay. So it all depends on the man's preference and their expectations and all that other shit. So
that's fair. So that's what I mean on his side of stipulations. That's a true relationship where y'all come together and whatever it is, you may have certain things that you're like, wow, you're exceptionally beautiful today. But either way, like you said, she could be wearing a sack, she could be wearing Gucci. For me, he gonna say what he likes. No, I like those heels. I like that pant. I like those jeans. I like this. I like that. Wear your hair like this. When you're around, talk like this. I want you to touch me like this. I want you to hold my hand like this. And so I basically would go around him, and he would take me on trips, and we'd go to the lake so he can bring me around all his other old guy friends and show me off how he wanted me to be. And so I played the part.
So you didn't have like a legitimate contract in black and white, or you just had like a verbal?
Verbal. We sat down and we talked about it over dinner.
You gotta draft this shit up, nigga.
Knowing me. So, anyways, from that relationship, I would never do it again, but I don't regret it because there's so many different things that I learned from being with a man that was that much older. And
how old was he again?
We gonna say his age had a 7 in it.
Damn. And you had a 2 in it.
I had a 1.
Fuck. Holy shit. You fucking you Heflin this motherfucker.
Yeah. So with that being said, that's why the marriage fell apart and da 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 da. He since passed, let him rest in peace. But yeah, I wouldn't take it back. But now that's why I wouldn't date anybody that's
Lesson
older
learned.
than, yeah.
Lesson learned. Not even if there was a billionaire.
No, you know what? I don't think that I would go back to it just because of the culture and what I said. Like, great. If there's a woman out there that can do it and that chooses to do it, more power to you. But I don't want to be somebody's doll anymore. I don't
want to be valued. You don't want to be a trophy.
Exactly. I don't want to not be me anymore.
You lose your identity in that process.
Very quickly.
So it's not worth selling your identity for any price.
No. At this point, no.
So what the fuck
you
would
think
you...
I know he was about to ask why.
So why... Wait a minute.
So you asked me what's the oldest that I would date, and I gave you a whole long... I don't even know what we were talking about before.
So listen right.
Yeah.
Back to some of my points in this segment. You would date a sugar daddy because he's got money and he would give you what you want financially, right? But he can't. You're gonna lose your identity in the process. Mm-hmm. But then, on the other hand, women date abusive men. They lose their identity. They lose their character, their womanhood, and they fucking stayed. And they ain't getting paid for that shit. But then you wouldn't stay with a man who would pay your bill. He would pay your fucking bills. Mm-hmm. But you would tolerate the abuse, but you wouldn't tolerate this. Like, why do you guys preference an abuse? Like, what the fuck?
No,
abuse is abuse.
Don't put me in that same box because I don't know why they stayed and not getting paid.
But listen, right? You just because you're getting paid, you're willing to stay, but you're not gonna. You're gonna stay either way because you're getting abused.
I'm not. But
they do it all the time. It's happening right fucking now. Women getting abused right now. I'm not condoning that. It's none to advocate or condone or none of that. We condemn that shit, okay? Any man touching a woman, abusing her, he's a fucking bitch. But anyway, listen. Women stay in these relationships where they're getting abused on a daily basis because of fucking love, and they can't see themselves without this guy. But then the guy with all the money, that's abuse as well because you're losing your identity.
It's wild because I think that majority of people from the outside looking in would say that it was abuse. And then I'm pretty sure that majority of people would say that's something that somebody abused would say. Here's the thing when it comes down to it. In my situation, I don't look at that as it was abuse because we both consented to what it was. And we both followed what we said that it was that we wanted until it did not work for us anymore. And then we parted ways.
But you said you wouldn't do it again.
But I don't regret it.
But what is the don't do it again part to you? Doesn't that consist? That got to consist of some unhappiness to some degree.
Not in that situation. I just think that I have matured.
You wasn't fucking happy when you were saying that shit at all.
I was.
No, I didn't see no fucking smile.
I'm just saying it is what it is.
Tape, you did not fucking smile one fucking time
receipts.
When you fucking said you wasn't happy about it. You said I wouldn't do it again.
I wouldn't.
Okay,
because
but
I matured
if
and I am a
don't
different
want to
person
do,
today than I was when I was fucking 19. I'm a whole different person.
maybe, may fucking be.
I'm just saying, I don't look at it like it was abuse. One, for the level of consent that we had. And for two, there were certain things that came out of that relationship
Listen to me.
that I did appreciate. That's all I'm saying.
Listen to me. If you lost your identity in any fucking relationship, that's the highest level of abuse you can find. You just acknowledged earlier when I said that you lose your identity in there. You said yes. How the fuck is that not abuse if you're losing your identity?
He didn't take it. That's the difference.
Give a
I
fuck
gave
how
it
the fuck it
away.
went.
That's different.
That's still abuse because he set you up in a predicament, in an environment to lose that. So the trap itself, at the least, is fucking abusive because it's
Here's the, I wouldn't call it abusive.
What would you call it? What would you call it? Rice Krispie? The fuck would you call it?
I wouldn't call it abusive in my heart of hearts. I don't know. Shit. I don't know how I would describe it other than consensual.
So you think just because it's consensual is not abusive? If a 16-year-old give a 30-year-old,
that's a little bit different.
It's consent.
That's a minor.
It's not consent.
That's a minor. That's statutory. Like
absolutely. But we saying you was a fucking teenager. You was in your what? 18 or 17?
I was 19.
You was 19.
Yeah. Still teenager. Now, am I saying that I think that is the way to go? No. Now looking back, would I say that that's the right decision? Would I look at younger me and be like, hey, you should go down that route? No.
So you wouldn't encourage sugar daddy, sugar mama, or sugar daddy?
I wouldn't say either way. I would say that if you're going to get a sugar daddy, then you just need to know what to expect. And if you are willing to move forward, then great, all power to you. But just know what to realistically expect. And you make that decision.
You can't.
I made it, and I feel it turned out all right for me. You know what I'm saying? I had my rent paid in Scottsdale for some time. You know what I'm saying? I was at the lake. I was going on trips.
But what was the downside to that?
And the downside to that, like I said, is that I was his trophy.
But you didn't appreciate that. I see it in your eye. Say it. You didn't fucking appreciate it.
I didn't appreciate the part of being his trophy.
I know you did.
I did. However, I could tolerate being around him and being in his company because there was a level of likeness. And we got along great. So, like, at the end of the day, I seriously called him my friend.
Listen, let's put it out there. If you're going to be in a fucking sugar daddy relationship, motherfucker, there's going to be some abuse and trauma experiences, inevitably. You're going to face it. You're going to come out saying, you know what? It was all cool. I love the way he treated me. I love his company. I love his money. But there was one or two things in there that I would not redo again. I wouldn't do it again, even if I was paid.
On that part, yeah.
Okay,
anytime
so
you're giving yourself
experience.
away, whether you're working as a prostitute or you're legit giving yourself away, like who you are as a person, at the end of the day, that's true. That is a part of it. I'm not saying that that's not the case. I'm just saying that I wouldn't look at it like it was abusive.
Okay.
Now, as far as women who are in relationships and they not getting the bare minimum out of, or they're not getting their needs met, they're not getting anything out of that situation, that to me, I can't justify.
Well, what?
I don't understand
So you
that.
can justify
Back to your question earlier. Like I don't understand why women are getting absolutely nothing. And they wake up every day and they're like, "Go baby, give me nothing. I'm going to stay with you cuz maybe one day you going to choose to give me something." I don't understand, but he got her a good dumb bitch. And
so the women who don't get money out the relationship, you consider them dumb bitch.
it's not even just money, it's anything. If you're
What
getting
the fuck is
absolutely
anything?
nothing from a
What is-
relationship,
what is anything? He could pick a fucking flower from the garden and give her that something. She should stay because she getting that leaf.
if that's enough for her, but if her expectation is that he bring her home flowers every day and that's all she want, then sis, the bar is in hell. But if that's what you want, that's what I guess.
Who should pay the bills in the house, the man or the other women?
JJ,
both?
it is 2021, sir. I think for me, it depends on what type of relationship it is.
Who should pay the fucking bills? The man
JJ,
or the women?
you're trying to simplify shit.
That's true.
You trying to simplify shit.
So simplify it. Give me a simplified answer.
The simplified answer is if I'm with a significant other, I think we both taking care of our own business until we go into a marriage, period.
So just because you're in a marriage,
For me.
who should pay all the bills? And so if you're in a relationship, wait. Explain that. If you're in a relationship, should you pay all the bills, or you in a marriage, you should pay all the bills? Or both? They should split it down the middle, regardless of.
It's still going to be a both. It's just going to look different in a marriage based off of who's giving what, like we were talking about earlier.
Right, the percentage shit.
The percentage shit, yeah. But I think that until you are married, if a man does pay my bills, great. But I'm not sitting around waiting for a man to do for me.
I don't give a fuck. You're tripping with JJ.
Wow!
Fuck you, asshole.
Tell your bitch I said hi, nigga.